What's good, everybody? It's your man Big Dom coming at you another True Players podcast episode. But on this episode, I do have my bro JoeyG joining me as we get ready to talk about a few things in the wrestling world. You know, things that came up through YouTube interviews and stuff like that. And we're also going to recap of Saturday night's main event, John Cena's final match. And JoeyG, introduce yourself to the people.
What's up? This is your man JoeyG, the host of Beer Convo and Family. It's been a minute, so you haven't seen me, so you know me from being the co-host on True Players podcast. But we'll get back to that coming this year. We're getting there little by little. But enough about that. What I do is I co-host. We have the same style, so we're gonna give you what we feel and what we think about the situation to get your gears turning, and we get the ball rolling.
Got you. Yeah, let's get into it, man. A lot of things been taught. A lot of interviews been happening. Bret Hart has been popping up on different interviews, saying some reckless shit. And as you know, he did mention part of the reason why the screw job happened was because of, I wouldn't say part of the reason why the screw job happened. Part of the reason why Vince wanted to put the belt on Shawn because he believed they were lovers. Now, we've heard stories about Vince McMahon's bisexual episodes.
Mm-hmm.
We heard about the bear rug, the bear rug episode with the Ultimate Warrior. God rest his soul.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts, man?
I mean, everything that he says, I think at this point he's holding no punches. It's out there. It's not like he's saying something reckless that hasn't been verified. Somebody else has not said. He's just saying from his point of view what he believes to be true. And is he wrong for saying it? At this point, it's out there. So no.
Well,
I don't believe so.
I think he's wrong only because this is 30 years later, man. It's about time. It's about 30, exactly. I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's exactly 27 years ago since the Montreal screw job, and I think for someone to have that much of a bitterness for that particular event, I mean that event doesn't it's time. I believe, in my opinion, it's time for people to move on from that situation. And the one thing I will say is it because of his head injury from that kick from Goldberg, which was another thing he doesn't seem to want to get past. Every time someone asks him about it, he gives it like, oh, he did it on purpose. But things happen in the ring, as he knows. The rest things mess up. Botches happen. Sometimes botches lead to injuries. So get over it, man. I mean, in my opinion, I believe he's ruining he's tarnishing his legacy by continuing to make these outlandish comments. Whether it's true or not is besides the point. The outlandish comments is because this is still 27 years ago, and you're still harboring that bitterness from 27 years ago. When are you going to move on with your life? You have a beautiful second wife right now. Just move on with your life and live your life. And provide some insight to the wrestlers who are trying to come up in the business how to do things like you did it when you first started. Your thoughts, man?
I mean, I believe what you're saying is true. Yeah, there's an aspect of that as you get older, you want to let some things go from the past. I think that with him, it's still fresh in his mind as far as because they haven't resolved it. Him and Goldberg definitely have not resolved that situation. I don't think they ever will resolve that situation from back then until now. What I could say from just what I've listened to on different podcasts and how he speaks about it, it's the professionalism. Okay, we understand that botches do happen in the ring and stuff like that, but it was the way that Goldberg handled him after the fact, maybe. He just took it the wrong way and he just held on to that bitterness. If they were able to squash it, like most wrestlers do, my bad, whatever the case may be, however they patch it up behind the scenes, I don't think they ever had that. I don't think that opportunity was put on the table for them to basically handle it like gentlemen and move the fuck on. It didn't happen. The Montreal screw job. Him and Shawn Michaels, I don't think that's ever going to be squashed because the bitterness is still there. they respect each other as wrestlers in the ring because they came up together. Um, as far as I know, Bret Hart looked at Vince McMahon like a father figure
Mm-hmm.
in the wrestling thing, so he considers like a close friend in the wrestling business. So the Montreal Screwjob was basically like a fu to him. And if you're treating somebody like family, that fu is just like, yo, what the fuck? Where'd that come from? So yeah, the other things as far as him calling Shawn Michaels and Vince lovers and stuff like that, maybe it's just all salt on the wound, whatever the case may be. But obviously the bitterness or it still stings. It still stings. But end of the day, I can say that he still holds them in high regard as professionals in the wrestling business. Maybe personally, he doesn't deal with them on that personal level.
I totally agree with you. But he was there for Shawn Michaels' retirement match against the Undertaker, and they did meet backstage after the match. And Bret Hart has said in different interviews that he really enjoyed that match. That was probably the first time he came back to watching WWE wrestling, when you watch Shawn and Taker wrestle for those two matches, and he actually embraced Shawn in the backstage, you know, giving proper respect, either how he loved the match and all that stuff, the psychology and all that fun stuff. And then for now, you coming out on interviews and still talking badly about the man. I kind of find that kind of two-faced, if you ask me. If you're gonna squash something, you squash and beef. Then don't stop shitting on a man who you shook hands with, because just like you got mad at Shawn Michaels for saying sunny days, he got a wife and family now himself, and he has turned his life around, turned his life around to God. You know what I'm saying? Everything's in the past is in the past. You got to keep it there. No one needs to rehash it. Shawn Michaels has done a great job with NXT. He has done a great job promoting the minority wrestlers, in which his good buddy over there, good buddy Triple H, has not been done on the main roster. So, you know, I give Shawn all the props in the world. He's doing a great job with NXT, being with the wrestlers, giving them good advice, doing TikTok videos with the wrestlers, so they all love him. There's not one bad word they have to say about Shawn Michaels. Not a bad thing. So is Bret Hart jealous? Could he be jealous to the fact that Shawn Michaels is doing such a great job cultivating new talent to become WWE superstars? Kind of like he wish he was the one that did it? I don't know.
I don't believe so, because the way he's pushed, he doesn't want the old school way of wrestling to die out. Like the way the storyline was promoted, how everything was done in the ring, the technicality, like you said earlier, the psychology behind the match. He doesn't want that to be lost. If you could keep that art form alive, he's all with it. But if you're just gonna go to what we've been having recently, then he does have a problem with that. Now, on a side note, I do feel like, yeah, those things we can push them in the past and stuff like that. But right now, how relevant is Bret Hart as opposed to what he was back then? And bringing up this stuff keeps him relevant now, and attaching himself to Shawn Michaels and Vince McMahon and stuff like that. It keeps him relevant into the conversation. So I think it's an aspect of that. And like you watch the interviews in his face, you don't see no malice. Like I don't see it. Like I understand when somebody's mad about something, you can see the grimace in their face when they talk about it. He's talking casual. He's not as a matter almost like sarcastically, matter of factly. It's that. It's not. I don't think it's bitterness. I think it's a way to keep himself relevant at a time where everything is starting to fade off. Yeah, it does tarnish the legacy a little bit by overemphasizing the past, but if this is what he feels to keep him going, I guess it's working.
If he wants to remain relevant, right? Don't burn a bridge that made you successful in this business. And what he's doing right now is burning the bridge. His attacks on Triple H. Listen, we all got issue with Triple H. I thought Triple H taking over initially from Vince McMahon was a great idea. But after time has passed, I'm starting to question Triple H, because we lost a lot of great wrestlers under his watch to AEW, because he wouldn't whether the writers couldn't write for them or he didn't feel those guys deserve a push, he kind of cost them a lot of money. I could say the same thing about Vince, how he cost some money by not going with certain feuds because he didn't feel the guys could carry that torch. But he's doing. I think Triple H is doing a worse job than Vince did. Initially, it sounded good in the beginning, but now it's like, wait a minute, what are you doing here?
Right.
And we'll talk later about that, about the Saturday night's main event, which I thought you and I in both agreement. You know, like I said, we'll keep that to the end. So, and what else? And then Bret Hart is attacking him as well. We all know he does not like Triple H. We all know that. I don't think that's ever going to be something that's ever going to be mended.
Right. What was I going to say? Just to jump on your point. I was going to do a comparison. Bret Hart talking about Shawn Michaels is kind of like Jesse the Body Ventura going at Vince McMahon or Hulk Hogan. Like it's still fresh to them. It's still fresh to them. They both build careers. They both build careers outside the ring and stuff like that. So I don't know. We can say what it is, but we're not them. So just look from the outside looking in. We feel it's time. We feel it's time. We hopefully they can move on at some point and we can get back to the wrestling business. I would love to see Bret Hart be more involved in the wrestling business. I don't know if he is or isn't, but just have his hands on something because I know the creativity that he has. He can help some of these superstars that are coming up, especially the ones that are looking for more technical tutelage. Because he has some phenomenal matches. My favorite match with him would be Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect. That was my favorite match with him because they were both even. They were opposites and the same at the same time.
Right. I agree. Also, his match with Stone Cold was pretty good too. It actually got a Hall of Fame induction. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I heard they talked about that on the Bone Skull session. Him talking. They're actually close friends. I didn't know that. They're close friends. So that was cool to find out as far as that was concerned. Like you heard him say it in one podcast. Then when he actually went to the podcast, Stone Cold confirmed it. And I was like, oh, okay. Put that in my notes.
So, yeah, I mean, like I said, whatever happens behind closed doors, we don't know. Right. And at this point, after so many years, we don't care anymore.
I think as older fans, we're just like, okay, guys, we had enough of that.
Cut it out. I mean,
right.
I get it. He wants to stay relevant.
Get that lick back.
Yeah, but you want to know how you say relevant is being involved with the company. And what you're doing right now is basically they don't want you in the company. They don't want you anywhere close to it. You can't put your personal conviction, personal feelings aside to make this business work. And I think he, like you said, he does have some great ideas. Maybe he could help.
He does. I could see it. Like the way he talks about it, I could see it. And his family was in it. There's no way. Like you were raised in it. There's a difference. It's like fucking Bane. He was born in the League of Shadows. That dude was born in the League of Shadows. What else was I gonna say? It's just fun. It was fun actually watching the different podcasts and hear him talk. If you heard him on the outside looking in like briefly, because you get these clips on Instagram and stuff like that, yeah, he does sound bitter. But after like listening to the whole podcast and watching a couple of them, you can see his like casual talk with him right now. It's like he hasn't let it go. He's let it go, but he hasn't let it go. Like in conversation, he was like, I really haven't let it go, but it's in the past.
Yeah, we want him to. We don't want his legs to be tarnished. Like I said, he has a lot to offer to the business. You know what I'm saying? So, once he offers whatever he could offer to the business, it would be gravy. So I kind of lost you. If you're still there,
Yeah, give it 1 second. See if
got
it
you.
comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we're sounding like Alvin and the Chipmunks. Now, hopefully the sound comes back in.
No, your sound is fine.
Okay, we'll just let it keep going. I'll deal with it.
Yeah. So like I said, we gotta ladies and gents, we'll be right back. Give us a second, we'll be right back, all right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. So yeah, like I was saying, like bygones be bygones, let them, work it out and go from there. But now what I want to do is I want to segue into this past Saturday night's main event, John Cena's final match. But let's talk about the other matches before we get to John Cena, and go from there. Sounds good. All right.
Let's get it.
All right. So yeah, so let's talk about the Oba Femi and codyrhodes. What was your thoughts of that match?
Codyrhodes, Oba Femi, I believe that codyrhodes did a good job helping push Oba Femi. Not that he needed it, but it was a good match. Like there wasn't too much that I could see in that match where it was like, oh my God, they fumbled that. Or like unprofessional. It was professional throughout the match. I liked it. It looked believable to me. I want to see more Oba Femi wrestling different people. I could see him being a force in the WWE.
Yeah, he did a good match. I think he knew his spots. He didn't botch his spots.
No.
There was some extra things in that match. Drew McIntyre comes in there, makes the match a draw. But like I said, Oba Femi was ready. He took the ball, like Wade Barrett said. This guy's ready.
Yeah,
he's ready for the main roster. But my thing is, I'm kind of confused because I'm Trick Williams. He's been in there longer than Oba Femi. He's been in the NXT for longer than Oba Femi. Why didn't he get that spot? That's my question. Why didn't he get that spot? And Oba Femi did.
There has to be something they like about him to bring him to the table, though. Like I know he has a presence. Like you don't have to tell me a background story on Oba Femi. I don't need to know what he did at NXT. His presence when he came into the ring, I was like, oh, this is going to be different. Okay, he could wrestle. Okay, he looks powerful. Like he's checking off the boxes as I'm watching it. Like I don't need to know your background. I just know you have a presence and we could do something with you inside the ring. Okay, you look believable. You're selling everything. You're helping. You're helping the match continue and roll along. Okay, let's see what he got. I haven't seen the other guy that you're talking about enough matches to compare in contrast, but what I see with this one, I like. I like what I see so far, and I want to see more of it.
Yeah, when Cody got busted open, you thought he bladed himself, or that we didn't get to see the blading, or he just something happened in the ring that he got his ear busted and his mouth was busted. What you thought that was about?
It could have been a combination of both. He could have had something ready to do something, and he caught himself. Like in that uppercut situation, maybe he was supposed to do something to cut himself a little bit to get some blood, but maybe the busted eardrum, and he actually caught himself in the mouth, and he had something in his mouth, because that's what it looked like to me. The mouth thing was like that wasn't supposed to happen. The eardrum thing was also like it was like a dual shock at one time. Boom. And I guess in the motion, him rolling over and stuff like that, he probably cut himself or he bit something on the inside of his mouth. I
Yeah.
don't know, but when he come up, that was a lot of blood. To the point the
Mm.
referee had to put on gloves. The
Yeah.
referees took a step back, put on gloves, and was like, "Hold on, this too much."
Yeah, I see that shit. I was like, "What the fuck? This referee just put on gloves on and shit."
Yeah, that's the
Like,
first time I've seen that in a match.
that's crazy. But of course, Drew McIntyre comes in, interferes with the match, and
Hmm.
there you have it, no contest. And that's the way it should have went. You had the NXT champion facing the world champion. You
Right.
couldn't let one beat the other because you would weaken their character. So they had
True.
to go. They had to do the no contest, but also these guys gave us a great match as well. So
Hmm.
first time wrestling against each other. So wrestling someone for the first time, you're feeling them out process, but they went all in. They went all out and then gave us a great match for the first match of
Definitely.
Saturday night main event. I'm here saying Saturday Night Live, man. What's wrong
I said it earlier. It's okay.
with me? Now let's go to the next match: Sol Ruka versus Bayley.
Hmm.
My opinion, Bayley did lose to Sol Ruka. I understand why they're doing it. It's pretty much more of a passing the torch. But when does WWE as a company stops making their former champions, stop turning their former champions into jobbers?
True.
That's my concern with Bayley. They had to do the,
Right.
the double personality skit. That didn't work. Um,
They still
I,
hint at it though. If you
mhm,
listen to the commentators, they keep saying like, "Let's see how she is today. What kind of Bailey we get when in the ring today." They keep
mhm,
hinting towards it, so they're trying to keep that story base alive, I guess.
mhm.
I could any minute she could change, and in the ring you see it too. Like one minute she's like happy go lucky, and the next minute she'll switch off
Mhm.
like a bipolar personality. So I don't know what they plan on doing, but I'm in agreement with you. I don't like to see her in that position. I feel like she should have been further along in the roster as far as maybe intercontinental championship, something.
Didn't that girl what's her face? I forgot her name already. Alpha Academy. She beat Becky for that championship.
Okay.
And the U.S. championship right now, Chelsea Green has a U.S. championship. Maybe put Bayley in that running for one of those titles. You know what I'm saying? Um, put her in for in one of those titles. So, in my opinion, that's my only gripe I have about that match with Bayley versus Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka is a cutie. Yes, she is, but I don't know about her partner. She kind of suspect to me. It reminds me of a young Luna Vachon, if you ask me. As we lost JoeyG for a second, we'll wait for him. We'll try to get him back on the podcast. Give us a second, ladies and gentlemen. We will have JoeyG back as we continue our conversation. John Cena's final match. His final match, and we got JoeyG back with us. And we done with Sol Ruka, and the next match was the tag team match. Javion and I forgot the other guy's name from the
Oh,
TNA champion against AJ Styles and Dragonlee, which I thought was a
Leon Slater.
Leon Slater. So I thought that was a good tag team match,
It was.
but it seemed like AJ Styles was a step slower than the three of the other guys.
Right.
You know, I would love to see AJ Styles a little bit younger, taking on these guys when he was a little bit younger. But you
Right.
know what it is. He's also going to be on his retirement tour soon. He is
Hmm.
supposed to retire as well. So your thoughts on the match?
Right. We got to throw Brock Lesnar in there because there's rumors about him uh, going into retirement soon also. As far as the match is concerned, I love the match. And I'm normally don't watch the in between matches like that. Like I'm not really a big fan of watching those in between matches. I feel like they're just filler matches
Mm-hmm.
and they usually don't hold my attention. But this one, I was like, okay, we got high flying going on. There's a lot going on. These guys are hitting the marks and they're hitting some moves like, wow. Like there one move where he went up the turnbuckle and jumped outside the ring and grabbed grabbed the corner of the ring
Mm-hmm.
and flipped over like on some parkour thing. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like a parkour. He did a parkour move in a wrestling match. I was I was like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
To the point if and I'm a big fan of watching people in the audience, their
Mm-hmm.
reactions. I love seeing the audience reaction. If you see
Mm-hmm.
somebody in the crowd and they're just like, "Oh my god." I
Mm-hmm.
love seeing that because we're in the pocket where we need to be as far as wrestling entertainment is supposed to be.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, what else could happen in this match? As we saw, AJ Styles eventually hits a Styles Clash on what's the Spinks, right?
Mm.
The name of the wrestler, the TNA champion. What was his name? Yes, with
But
AJ Styles, man. I would love to see how he was when he was younger against these three boys. You probably would have kept up with them a lot, but damn. But it's still a hell of a match. I
yeah.
can't complain. It was like you said, it was a good filler until the main event came, which was the
Yeah.
next match. And now let's get to that next match. John Cena against Gunther. Gunther came
Gunther.
out as his normal ring general stuff,
Hmm.
and I mean he did what he was supposed to do. Give a
Hmm.
good match. The chops, a lot of people may not like the fact that he like to chop the shit out of people. People be coming out with welts and shit, but
That's just nobody said nothing about Ric Flair was doing the same shit.
nah. But at least with Ric Flair, I mean, you were red on your chest, but you didn't have no fucking
Blisters,
blisters and shit. You bleeding from your
welts.
chest and shit, you know, out of his chest. But they had to use him as a final match for John Cena, which made sense. The match
Mm.
went about 20 minutes of high impact action. But my thing is though, the big problem I have
Yeah, about
is
23 minutes.
you know, you know, in the problem I had was the finish.
Yeah. Everybody has a problem with the finish. Everybody
Now
had a problem with the finish.
to the
Go
point
ahead.
you seeing YouTube shorts on
Hmm.
CM Punk's and Bayley's reaction,
Hmm.
and it's like I'm with them on that.
Right.
And I don't know if it came from up top. I don't know if that's the way he wanted to end it.
Hmm.
He did have a goofy smile before he tapped out, which
Hmm.
everyone should keep it clean and keep it like within the realm of wrestling. But
Hmm.
he did what he did. He wanted to pass the torch to Gunther. But
Hmm.
your thought on the match?
The match was as good as it was gonna be
Mm-hmm.
for the final match. The sleeper hold was used way too much in that match.
Mm-hmm.
To close out to a tap out, I didn't like that. It didn't digest well with me.
Mm-hmm.
On your back or just out cold. That's how it should have ended. If you were gonna lose to a sleeper hold, you should have been out cold. Like
Mm-hmm.
ref should have lifted your arm and it should have hit the mat. Boom. And we
Mm-hmm.
know, well, you can't do it anymore. Cool.
Right.
We would have been cool with that. But for
Mm-hmm.
him to tap out after loyalty, honor, respect, all of
Mm-hmm.
that, don't give up
Never give
mentality,
up.
that whole thugonomics thing, and you just wrapped it up, threw it in a bow, and threw it in the trash can. Like, nah, no, I
Uh,
don't see it ended. It shouldn't have ended like that. I don't agree with that ending.
mm-hmm.
Like I said, it would have been more fitting on your back. You got pinned.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We'll get over that. But for you to tap out and the way
Mm-hmm.
you did it was just like, yeah, I had enough of that. For your final match.
Mm-hmm. I just think it's bittersweet the way it ended because how it all started was with the
Hmm.
having him selling his soul to the Rock, being
Yeah.
this bad the Cena, and
Hmm.
eventually the fans wanted him to turn on babyface again because the heel shit, for lack of a better word, was not working. And let me tell you why, in my opinion, why the heel shit didn't work, because he should have went to Thugonomics. That should have been his theme song. He should have went Thugonomics. Should have had the chain around the chain with the fucking with the bolt the bolt on. It should have went that way. If you're going to heel, go back the way you were heel when you were Thugonomics.
Right.
And that probably would have went a longer way. And then eventually turn face close to the end, like he did. I think the reason why the face turn happened earlier was because the heel part was not working.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't grabbing people the way the face was. Like, was he believable as a heel? Yeah, but people were actually catching feelings. Kids were crying. You got kids crying. I don't know for how long John could actually deal with that for himself personally. I know he likes to be in character, but maybe it was hurting him too on a personal level. Him doing the Make-A-Wish and things like that, and it's kind of hard.
It's something that Vince McMahon was always saying. You know, certain guys you got to keep as babyface because of the merchandising and how it looks on the optics. And John Cena was so far beyond the super babyface. Turning him heel at that juncture didn't really make sense. It didn't have, and I'm gonna tell you straight out, it didn't have the proper writing behind it. And we can go back and forth about the writing all we want.
Yeah, definitely.
We can go back and forth on it. And for me to talk about the writing, do I want to be a writer, the writer of the WWE? It's a lot of work to be a writer for that organization because, like I said on previous podcasts we had together, you got to plan for now, a month later, and 6 months later, and the whole year, all in one shot.
Right.
It has to be from the beginning to the end. You got to have everything written down, and have room for audibles along those storylines. And that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. And I mean, they're going to pay you good money to do that shit, but it's a lot of work. And if it doesn't work, they can fire you.
Right. I think SNL is similar. Saturday Night Live, I think, is similar in that aspect as far as the writing room. It could change on a dime, and you have to scrap what you just did. It could be hours of work to scrap at that second and come up with something within the next few minutes. So yeah, that entailed in the details involved in the writing is a lot. But I just feel the people that are in charge of the okaying what was written, we need to talk about that.
Which is
the people who are in the writing rooms that are be like yay or nay, those guys we need to talk to. Like, what are you okaying and what are you not okaying, and why?
I want to ask a solid question. Is Paul Heyman involved in the writing rooms for his people that he's representing, or he's doing a storyline with, or is it in the room for all the wrestlers? That's what I'm trying to find out. That's the one key question I want to find out. Is Paul Heyman just in there for the wrestlers that he's managing in the writing room?
It's a good question because I feel if he was more involved, we would have more arcs in stories. He's a good arc person, architect. He's a good architect. But he's that person you would go to how can we improve this? How can we make a turning point? And like, he has those ideas. You can see him. He's churning. He's always, the wheels are always churning with him, which I like. Even his presence. He's not a wrestler, but he might as well be because of his presence in the ring and just announcing. Period. The creativity that he had, what, WCW? He had a lot more input in ECW. He had more input in ECW. So that should get him into the room as far as the writing is concerned. Help with the yays and the nays as far as what should go and what shouldn't go, where they could take the storylines and how they could push it further. what audibles they can have ready just in case stuff happens like these injuries that keep happening in the ring
Mm-hmm.
that I want to say were less when Vince were in power, if you will. They were less, or the injuries were more severe.
Mm-hmm.
But this frequency that people are getting hurt is crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
The frequency that people are getting hurt is crazy. Um, I don't know if they have enough rest. I don't know if the wrestlers are pushed too much as far as
Mm-hmm.
heavy. There should be more of a heavy rotation and
Mm-hmm.
not keep the same people on every week, kind of like the Knicks, the
Mm-hmm.
Knicks in last season,
Mm-hmm.
and move towards rotating.
I mean, they got enough wrestlers to do that. They give more wrestlers more days off, but like I said, with anything with writing, if you're gonna use other wrestlers to keep the as fillers, you gotta have a good story that line for them to have the audience in the arenas and have
Hmm.
people watching the event too on television. Like I said, I hate to segue off of John Cena but by the same token, TKO and WWE, in my opinion, made a big error leaving Peacock to go to ESPN. That's when they lost their viewership.
Hmm.
You're gonna ask people in an inflated economy to pay $40 a month just to watch WWE PLEs. You can't do that.
And I have great PLEs.
Yeah, you have subpar shit.
You have subpar. Like this to me, I would be pissed if I had to pay for this. If it wasn't in a bundle pack, it wouldn't be happening right now.
Bro, let me tell you something. There's other ways of watching that PLE event. I'm willing to divulge it on the True Players podcast, but it was other ways, and I did find that other way, and it worked.
Right. I I
It
trust me,
worked.
if I want to, I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have the means right now where it's part of my bundle, so it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's no extra for me right now. It's
Mm-hmm.
where it's been. So I'm good with that. I made the only thing that I've really added was Hulu.
Got you. Now, one question to you is: where does the WWE go from here, as far as John Cena leaving? The
Hmm.
GOAT has left the building.
Yeah.
Where does the WWE go from here? You got a
What?
few guys. You got a few guys is going to be on retirement tours after this too. AJ Styles,
Hmm.
Shinsuke Nakamura, and
Oh,
now,
really? Wow.
yeah, and now we have Brock Lesnar.
Wow. I didn't know about Shinsuke Nakamura,
Mm-hmm.
but I felt like they weren't doing nothing with him anyway. But
They didn't use him properly.
no, he has an Oscar vibe where you could do so much with him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just once again we're talking about the writing in the room and how to use people.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were gonna do filler matches, then you need to write according to these filler matches. We can't just have, oh, we just popped up out of nowhere and they're just gonna wrestle. Nah, why? That's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the Brooklyn Brawler. Like, why is he in the ring right now? That's what it reminds me of back in the day. We had the Brooklyn Brawler. Why is the Brooklyn Brawler comes to the ring? Why is
Mm-hmm.
he fighting this dude? For what reason? We know he's gonna lose. We're just gonna throw him in there to throw him. I think the only time he's ever won was like a hardcore match. Just
Mm.
one hardcore match, and that was it.
One. That's it.
One and
That's it.
done.
But yeah, I'm sorry. Let's get back to John Cena and the people who were at his match to watch the match in person. We had
Okay.
Sami Zayn and the Son, right?
That was
I don't know
cool.
who that I don't know who that other girl was. I know we saw Trish Stratus there.
Hmm.
We had Michelle. I believe Michelle McCool was there, right?
Hmm.
And we had Kurt Angle, Mark Henry, Kevin Owens. Haku was there. Booker T
Hmm.
gave him dap. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys came and showed out for his match, which showed a lot of support.
Right.
There was a few guys I would love to have seen be in the audience as well, but because they work for AEW, they couldn't be there, such as Big Show and Edge. I wish they could have been there. I know they want. I'm quite sure. I know Edge wanted to be there,
Right.
but I know possibly Paul White wanted to be there too. Big Show. I know they wanted to be there too. They were so influential in John Cena's wrestling career, and most importantly, Kurt Angle was rightfully so to be there because he was the one who springboarded his career when he came in as an unknown rookie with ruthless aggression,
right,
and gave Kurt Angle the business to the point that in the backstage, Undertaker, he got the thumbs up from the Undertaker, and that's what springboarded him into his career. I'm gonna tell you something about John Cena. I did not like him to a certain degree because he kept on. I'm a big fan of the final boss, The Rock. Right. He kept on attacking him and shit. I took it personal. So you can't attack my boy like that. Right. So he left wrestling. He left the people to go do acting, and he followed suit the same way too. Him and The Rock and Batista was already planning the exit strategies for wrestling long before they stopped wrestling. Right. Which is going through Hollywood. Right. Which, now Roman Reigns is slowly drifting to that realm as well as if you don't see what's going on with Seth Rollins. Don't be surprised if he starts to do that as well.
Seth Rollins, you also have what I just saying? Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes too. All these guys have their exit strategy based in Hollywood, and you know what protects them? We always talk about Holly weird. You know what protects them? The shield of the WWE. That's what protects them.
Oh, don't forget about Randy Orton. He
had a couple movies. The Marine, was it the Marine? No, it was something else. That was Ted DiBiase's son had the Marine. But those guys, those wrestlers right there, they're protected. We talk about Holly weird. Those guys are protected because they're still contractually under WWE studios. So
they got the likeness, they're getting paid off their likeness. So yes, they get paid, but it's kind of like a fraction.
Yeah, they're protected. So none of that extra stuff. But
Diddy.
But the thing is too about WWE. If my next wrestling push, I would love to push this, is someone was talking about Paul Heyman having a fondness to Montez Ford.
Okay.
According to rumors out there, Paul Heyman thinks he could be a big star, in which I've said that years ago. I said that years ago when he had that performance in the Elimination Chamber. He put on a show in there, and I felt this guy was ready to be where his wife is.
Is Montez Ford? Is he the one that has he has high flying? Is he a high flyer?
High flyer, and also can do some mat wrestling. He's a former Marine, so he knows about the grappling too.
Okay, so I think we're talking about the same person then. Yeah, I do feel like he does need a push. Now, what direction they're going to use him in, I have no idea. Go ahead.
He could be Army, but I'm not sure. He could be Army. I'm trying to think about it myself. He could be Army, but he's a former military. He has the CQC, close quarter combat techniques down pat. So it goes with his high flying. It kind of like looks funny that his wife is on top of the world, even though she's injured. She's out. But I think they're gearing up because Jade Cargill is the women's world champion right now. And part of it is too, I don't know if you heard the rumors, Jade Cargill wants to audition for Storm in X-Men.
I think they confirmed it. I know there was in the process of negotiating for it. She wanted it. She reached out to Marvel. Marvel reached back. Supposedly the deal is going through. We'll see.
But they said the other girl, the girl that played Harriet Tubman, was also in the running too.
Okay.
But she's African, so I think she's more closer to that role. But as far as the look, it's more Jade Cargill.
Right.
As far as the look goes, but you could make anybody look like Storm.
Right.
Look what they did with Halle Berry. Look what they did with Alexandria Ship. You know, look what they did with all of them. They made it work. So
To
one thing about
me, I like
Marvel,
Alexandria Ship. You said.
yeah,
I think I like her version, the young version, shaved
mm-hmm,
head. I like
mm-hmm,
that. I felt they could have expanded on that like a origin story,
mm-hmm.
and then move on to present day or whatever the case may be.
Right. But that's gonna be a whole other episode because as we know with Marvel, now I'm gonna have to reach out to Mars and shit to get this podcast and shit. I'm dead serious. That's something that we probably could do. A
Hmm.
podcast about the next phase of Marvel
Hmm.
and where we're going with the Doomsday and Secret Wars that's gonna happen, in which we see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will be in both movies.
Hmm.
So, as the Spider-Mans and all that's fun stuff. And I believe one of those movies will be Patrick Stewart's last appearance as Professor X. So
It's about time.
it's about time, man.
It's about
It's about
time.
time.
Did he retire Picard? Because if he retired Picard, it's about that time for Professor X.
Definitely, definitely. But like I said, we are veering off. We're veering off of this episode about John Cena's final match and Bret Hart's comments. But definitely,
Yeah.
we could definitely do another episode about that. I'm kind of looking forward to do that episode and see where
Yeah.
we could come up with. And as far as writing how they should write it, I
Hmm.
really can't wait how they gonna explain how Doctor Doom was born.
Right.
Is he Tony Stark from another dimension, or he's a
True.
straight Victor Von Doom? So,
They the way they're leading up to it, like Tony went back into time and he was surprised that um Howard Stark was having a baby because he said he had a baby at that particular time. So
mm-hmm,
he was surprised at that point. Victor Von Doom is supposed to be adopted by the Starks
mm,
as a baby and
mm,
raised like it was his own. So there's a lot that hasn't been said, but it's there. It's supposed to be like in plain sight.
mm-hmm,
Um, is it Tony Stark that actually does the Thanos snap? Is it him or is it Victor Von Doom? Remember, Victor Von Doom's face is kind of messed up.
mm-hmm.
So what are we looking at right there?
Right.
And we also knows that Victor Von Doom also has something to do with the Infinity Stone. So there's a lot there, and he can
Lot.
do time travel and this, that, and the third. So there's a lot to unpack.
Definitely. That'll be our next episode with Joey G, where we do with wrestling talk with Joey G, and we're gonna do some Marvel talk with Joey G very soon on the True Players podcast.
And
So
hopefully
on
DC.
DC, well, DC, you have to lead me on that because I'm not too keen. Outside of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, I'm lost.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm in the pocket. I'm starting to learn about the other characters, so we're
But
good.
I would love to see a universe where they have the Henry Cavill Superman with that new Superman they got right now.
What I've seen, I don't know if it's true or not. I've seen a Henry Cavill with the Ben Affleck version of Batman. I also seen Christian Bale with um the person that we thought was going to be Nightwing from what movie was that? That was the Batman Rises,
Yeah, Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises.
John Jordan was love it something.
Yeah,
What's his
they
name?
have him. They
We
don't
gotta
have
play
him
that.
as Night. They don't have him as Nightwing. They have him as Robin.
Oh, that's the kid that played in Jordan Levitt something. He was Don Juan. He was in that movie Don Juan.
Yeah, yeah. Him, him. He was a good pick. He would be a good pick. I was thinking more Nightwing, but they're going with Robin from what the pictures that I've seen. So
Mhm.
hopefully If that's the trail, like the trailer picks they're working with, then we'll see. To
So that's
be determined.
to be determined on our next podcast, guys. So as of right now, we're going to end the podcast right now. I want to thank JoeyG for joining us on the podcast as we discuss wrestling. It's not over yet. We still got to talk about in wrestling the misuse of the minority wrestlers, whether they're Hispanic or whether they're black, the lack of push on certain wrestlers, and go from there.
Right.
So you can definitely
Take a
catch
chance.
Exactly. We can definitely catch this podcast on YouTube, Spotify. Also catch it on my Facebook page, and definitely audio version on Spotify and I'm on there almost every audio podcast you out there. Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora. I'm on all those platforms, so definitely check out the True Players podcast. I'm gonna have JoeyG do his exit, and we go from there.
Well, you heard it from us. It's been fun as your co-host. My name is JoeyG. I'll be around. Looking forward to the new year. Beer Convo and Family is coming back. You are going to meet my alter ego, my true personality, Mr. Gomez. Mr. Gomez will be taking over the podcast for Beer Convo and Family. JoeyG will be present. But Mr. Gomez is taking over. We got more to talk about, relationship-wise, Marvel-wise, DC-wise, current event-wise. Like, there's a lot going on, and we've been missing the conversations, and there's definitely a lot to drink about. So we'll get up, and we'll talk some more about this on the next one. Till then, take care of yourself and take care of your families.
That's right. So, all right, bro. This is your man, Big Dom the GM, signing off for this podcast. We'll catch you on the next episode. Holla at y'all soon. Peace.